The Wildcat Sports Club CNY Brewfest is coming up January 31st and February 1st at the New York State Fairgrounds. Taste your way through unlimited samples from more than 100 breweries. Now featuring hard ciders, seltzers, craft cocktails, and mocktails too. Grab your tickets now at cnybrewfest.com.
And we are on. Griff, how you doing?
I'm good. What's up, Gomez?
Good. Welcome here back at the Carrabba's Italian Grill at the Fayetteville Town Center. It is the Q&A portion of tonight's show, and the Coach Red not feeling well tonight, so filling in. Assistant Coach Alan Griffin. Griff, good to see you, man.
I'm good. Good to see you, too.
Yeah. By the way, if you're tuning in, and welcome to those who are logging in right now and getting the notifications that the cameras are on, feel free to enter into the stream chat and ask questions. Say hi, wish Griff well, and talk about the upcoming game against Pitt. And Griff, for you, I know you're kind of on call here, too. And I know you took a phone call like right when we were coming on, because you're going to be a daddy here again, soon, right?
Soon. Yeah, looking forward to it. Pretty excited.
What's the exact date? Is it around now, like next week?
It could be any day now. The due date is the 27th.
Okay.
But it's the baby's starting to get a little lower and lower, so yeah, it's about that time.
So is there an outside chance that while we're on right now?
Oh, I could get the call.
You could get the call.
Oh yeah.
Well, you can't leave till we're done, man.
Oh yeah. So the baby, she's gonna have to wait.
Just say, look, I got 20 minutes left of the thing.
Yeah, she's gonna have to wait.
Anyway, well, first, going back last weekend, Griff, the Notre Dame game, because we haven't obviously had a chance to chat since then, but a nice come-from-behind win, down early. The guys kind of rallied. And was there a moment, Griff, the side of the court, halftime, in a huddle somewhere where the fire got lit and things turned around? It
was one of those things where in the locker room, coach put up, choices. Our guys have the choices to, win the 50-50 battle, play defense, win the rebounding, stuff like that. And it was left up there in halftime, and basically coach hit on it when we got there, back at halftime, being down 9. And the guys just stepped it up and made some plays.
And is Coach Red, when he gives a halftime talk, is it a fiery one? Is it a motivational one, or is it like a few words?
It's a mix of a fiery and yeah, it's a mix, and our guys responded well to it.
And like Eddie, and he's been playing more this way in the past few games, but just getting more to take advantage of his size, because you haven't had a guy like that physically in a while, being able to go down low the way he's been in the last few games.
Yeah, he's played great. I think he's been averaging a double-double in those games, like for the last 4 or 5 games, or last 4 out of 5 games. He's been averaging a double-double, which is a good thing for our team. We need it.
And then the game at Clemson last night, I was just looking at some of the scores. I think Miami was... just to show you the
tough. They're going through a tough time right now. Obviously when you lose a Hall of Fame coach mid-season, it's tough. You can't recover from that, and I feel bad for the coaching staff, because I know Coach Courtney very well, and he's going out there trying to prepare those guys as best as he can. But it's just a unfortunate situation, and just hopefully they can pull through. Just accept when we go down to Miami. That's it.
Question here again, if you're watching on Twitch here on QSportsTalk.com, and if you have a question for Coach Alan Griffin, feel free to put it into the stream chat. There's a bunch of congratulations for you there.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Coach.
Thanks, everyone. I appreciate you guys.
And for the record, it's going to be a daughter.
Yep.
Brooklyn,
yep.
And who named it Brooklyn?
Oh, me.
That's you?
Oh, yeah. That's where I'm from.
That's
where my heart is. I got a lot of family there, and and I like the name. The name. Yeah, definitely.
This question here, Coach: how do you keep the guys motivated with some of the ups and downs this year, with some of the wins, obviously some of the losses?
Yeah, you know what? It's not hard. Motivating the guys. The guys come to practice every day. expecting to go through a good practice and have a good practice. And there's not a lot of us motivating them. It's a good group. They want to win, and we just got to do the necessary things to win it. And if we can kind of get that going, we can have a great end of the year.
Here's a question, Coach, on not related to basketball, but have you in fact changed a diaper before?
Yes, I have 2 other kids. Yeah. So I got, it was a long time ago. Like think about this, right? My kids, my kids' age I have a 25-year-old son. I think 26. I don't know. That's crazy, but he's a grown man, so I don't even remember. 25-year-old son, 26. I got a 14-year-old son, and then.
You'll have a newborn.
A newborn, so it's like every 10 years, 10 years. I'm done after this 10 years. It's all no more.
No, but it sounds like what you just told me was that you're never really going to retire.
Yeah, you know what? I might not. Yeah, so.
And any update on Donnie? I know it's kind of day to day, and I think it was the 5th game in a row that he wasn't able to play.
5th game. Yeah, it's just. Day to day. That's the only thing I can say on it. And I don't even have no more information to say anything on it. But
I know.
It's one of those things where it's just day to day, and we just gotta wait and see. We want Donnie back as best as possible, but we want him in the best health as possible. And so we're just waiting to see what happens.
Now, is he able to, at least in practice, do cardio, do some things?
Yeah. He's lifting, doing some stuff with our strength and conditioning coach. So he's active. It's not like he's just sitting around in a boot and not doing anything.
This question from Matt Park. Happy birthday, Matt. Voice of the Orange. Get ready to enjoy a
happy birthday, Matt.
A big one. Enjoy. From the stream chat here, Steve says, Coach, Kyle Cuff scored 9 points in 15 minutes. Chris scored 4 in 18 minutes. Lucas scored 4 in 24. Peter didn't score in 21. We've often have multiple guys who aren't scoring in the lineup at the same time. How does Coach Autry decide who should be out on the floor and for how long?
If we don't play none of those guys, we won't have a team to put out there. It's just one of those things where it's just the combinations we just gotta try to figure out, and we're figuring out. We just gotta get going, get clicking on offense. I think since JJ's been back, he's been a big force for us on offense. So and we just need somebody to help out here, especially from the perimeter perspective. Kyle Cuff has been really good, but we need more.
Kyle's energy is great when he comes off the bench, and it just seems like he's always in the right frame of mind and always fired up and always in a good mood and always just ready to go.
Yeah, always in go mode.
But some more congratulations for you here, and a couple of football related. I don't know if you and Matt had a chance to talk too much about the NFL coming up this weekend.
You know what? We did not talk about it.
Have you been watching it as much? I don't know if it's this time of the year. It's busy for you, but who do you like winning the game? Velcro, who works with us on the QSportsTalk.com, is from the Washington, D.C. area and has been on the Commanders all year long. So this is like he's playing with house money, he said.
Right. You know what? I don't want to. I live in Syracuse, New York, and if I don't say Buffalo, I think people are gonna be looking for me. But Buffalo got a tall task at hand because the Chiefs are very good. They always good. They got a GOAT and Patrick Mahomes, and they're gonna be a tough out. So that game is a toss up for me. I do think Philadelphia is going to get to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, all my Commander fans out there. Chris Bell is a Commander fan. Coach Dan Engelstad is a Commander fan. So, we'll see. But the toss-up, I just don't know where to go with Buffalo and the Chiefs right now.
My heart is pulling for Buffalo. Kansas City just has this aura out there, but go Bills.
Right.
Let's see here. Somebody says, Griff, remember when I used to beat you at beer pong at Anna's downtown? That's quite a while ago. Anna's?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember that if it's a bar, because I used to live at every bar in town. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm a competitor, so no one was beating me in beer pong. I'm not, I competed. Yeah.
Let me see. But I'm sifting through some of the. How about this one here? UConn and San Diego have utilized an offensive and defensive coordinator. Is Cuse considering this?
I think it depends on who scout it is, and like Brendan is a very good offensive mind, and him and Coach, they chop it up, and myself and Dan, we do a lot of the defensive stuff, and and then depending on who scout it is, you got your hand in both cookie jars, you know what I mean? So like. Yeah, so we always talk about that stuff. We always doing it, but it's up to Coach and whatever he's comfortable with.
This question here, do you foresee any more changes to the starting lineup, barring injury, or do you think it's too late in the season at a certain point to tinker with that?
It's never too late, and, it's always Coach's preference, but I think the guys are, those guys that's in the starting lineup right now on the set, they kind of comfortable on, what they're doing. Some guys go in and play 20 or 30 minutes, and then some guys only play 15 that start, It's just whatever the team needs, and these guys are up to the task.
This one, general recruiting question, but when are we going to get that next New York City superstar recruit?
Wow. It's a lot of good players in the city, so soon. I think we've targeted a couple of kids, so that's very good, and on the up, on the uprise up in New York City, so very soon.
I heard a little bit of the chat in the first hour with you and Matt regarding the transfer and just how drastically different the whole process is now, back to when you'd watch a kid and then go to their house and sit down and have dinner with them, and that's like all out the window.
Yeah, that's totally out the window. You only do it out of courtesy now, before, because a lot of these kids now have agents, right? And the agents, they do all the negotiating and stuff like that, and sometimes you speak to the agents, you get the family on campus, and that's the first time you're meeting them. Whereas before, we would go to the high school, go to the AAU game, then a bunch of times go to those games, and then go to the house, do a home visit, and then bring them to campus. So, but it's not like that anymore. So.
It's just the reality.
Just the reality of it.
It's just fond memories.
Yeah.
Well, when you were being recruited yourself,
long time ago.
That was the process then, in 1990, mid-90s, right?
Come on, don't age me right now.
I'm saying, hypothetically, around that time period.
Yeah, but, yep.
Let me see this question here. How often do you chat with Coach Boeheim about basketball, or when you see Coach, is it like golfing or whatever?
Yeah, we see Coach every day. He still has an office in the building, and we'll see him every day. He'll make sure he stop over, and we'll chat in passing. We'll chat. Sometimes he'll walk in my office, and he'll walk into Coach Autry's office, and we'll all just be sitting there like old times, So it's pretty cool.
Somebody wants to know, because obviously on camera here on QSportsTalk.com, about what's the hat? What hat you got on there?
It's a Syracuse edition Eric Emanuel hat. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Show that into the camera a little bit. That's kind of cool. Yeah, a little bit. That's pretty cool.
To Syracuse and E.
Love it. Good stuff. Pittsburgh with their program. I was looking at their roster today, Coach. A very international roster for Pittsburgh. Guys from Senegal and guys from I forgot some of the other.
I think
a Spanish guy, Serbian player, I think. A little bit. And again, that's going back to the process of putting teams together.
Right. Got to be creative. It's creative, and obviously the rules are changing now. especially with international, is not as hard as it used to be. But also, too, again, I got to go back to agents. All these kids now have agents, so it makes it easier for us now to finding a kid over there. We just, we do our due diligence, and it's, Peter on our team this year, he via France, he was, I want to say Serbian, I think. But Peter is unbelievable kid, and we're happy to have him. But if I say he's Serbian, he's not Serbian, he's gonna kill me. But it's okay.
That's all right. I remember this was years ago, but it was a commercial. I don't even remember what the product was, but Coach K was in it. But in the commercial, he was watching a YouTube video that somebody sent him of some kid who was playing high school basketball in Alaska, and that's how he saw that player. Would that really happen?
Yeah, no, definitely. And the player is Trajan Langdon, who's a great player who played that dude.
Oh, so that guy, that was a real...
No, that's a real deal.
Oh, I remember the commercial. I didn't realize that was a real player who ended up going there.
I want to be 100. I think I'm 100% sure that was Trajan Langdon, because he was a kid who played. He's from Alaska. And yeah.
So but does that kind of thing happen anymore?
Yes.
Or is there other players that pop up that you've never heard of?
Yes, 100%. I get emails and text messages all day long. Yeah, just with video on kids, or this is the best one I get is this kid may enter the transfer portal. My response back to him is he may enter the transfer. What I say back? When he does, then call me. Yeah. Don't call me down.
He's thinking about it.
Right, because I have players too, and if I don't want no other team, questioning, maybe calling behind our back, talking to our guys and their families. It just distracts. It's a big distraction. So, you know what? Call me when it's done. You know what I mean? When his name is in the transfer portal, when we are allowed to talk to them and inquire certain things, right? And until then, don't tell me.
Don't say. And then there's, I don't know, there's an app for that, but I'm sure there is for the portal. Like you get a notification every time.
Yeah.
Bing.
Yeah.
Guys, do you identify guys who might enter and then get a ding when that person goes in, or just anytime there's a player anywhere that...
Yeah, it's any time. You just go check the list. It's a transfer portal list, and you go in and see whose name's in the portal, and then, you kind of try to look at his game film and see if he can help you or he fits you.
And that's the whole process now.
The whole process.
Some baseball chat. I heard a little bit of that with you and Matt and CC Sabathia getting his nod there in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
The big lefty.
The big Yankee fan that you are, obviously.
The grind, yeah. You know what? I was so happy for him. When he became a Yankee, he embraced it, and he, he loved every bit of it. And, if you see CC Sabathia in New York City, him and his family, it's like they're real New Yorkers. Like they've been there forever, and he's not, I think he's from the West Coast, I want to say. He loves it. He embraces New York City, and we love him. We loved him in New York.
Now, have you been paying attention to what the Yankees were able to do in the offseason here? Is they're getting, I think, pitchers and catchers is like February 11th or something like that?
Somewhat. I start getting the team when the spring training hits, and I'll start catching up then. But right now, I'm just focusing on this basketball program, and helping this team out as best as I can.
One final baseball question, but do you think the Yankees improved by not getting Soto?
It was tough because, what Soto did was he freed up Judge. He did, really. People couldn't pitch around him, and even though Judge struggled in the playoffs, but he made Judge's life so much easier because, when Judge went out when he was injured, Soto was able to take, a lot of the big time plate appearances and make things happen for us. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, because Soto's a great player, Hall of Fame caliber type player. So
generational.
Yeah. So.
Now, have you ever been in the summer to the Baseball Hall of Fame ceremonies?
No, I never got.
It comes in like July, I think, but now there's no downtime anymore.
Yeah, no. And July is a busy month for me. So yeah, it's tough getting out there.
And then now by then obviously you'll have a little baby girl.
Yeah, maybe I'll take her.
I was had wrote a couple of notes for Red. I didn't realize that he wasn't feeling well, that you were going to be in. I was driving in listening to you and Matt, but
Right.
I was going to do like an on this day thing for SU Hoops, but it was on this day, January 23rd, 1993. Syracuse played St. John's in the Dome, so I had some of Red's numbers.
Oh, really?
Day.
Yeah, read them off. I want to know. Yeah.
Well, we didn't win the game, unfortunately. St. John's won the game, but Red had 17 points. Conrad McRae with 19.
Nice.
Lawrence Moten with 12.
Oh, okay.
I mean, some good names there.
Good name. Great names. Great names.
And then for St. John's on that team in 93, Derek Brown, 17. David Kane with 13. Shawnell Scott, 17. Is it Lamont Middleton? Does that ring a bell? 15 points.
All those guys except for Lamont Middleton, Adrian was like real close with.
Oh, really?
Oh, like best friends. Like, David Kane is, he lives here. His son went to CBA, and I think transferred to West Hill or something like that.
Oh, no
Yeah,
kidding.
so David Kane is the local guy here, and Shawnell Scott. When Adrian threw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium, Shawnell Scott was there. That's one of his good friends. So yeah, it's crazy.
One final question here for you, Griff. Coach, it says you've been very open about the portal and NIL and all that. Some other coaches across the country don't talk as much about it. What's your approach to informing fans about that sort of thing?
Yeah,
The transparency of it as best you can.
You got to be transparent with it because it's here, and it's a lot. It's in the transfer portal and NIL is very loaded. It's not a one answer because it's a case by case deal, And the one thing I could say about it is that it's evolving fast. Right, it's fast. So today might be one thing, and tomorrow is going to be the next. So you can't just live on what it was. You got to kind of grow with it, because if you grow with it, then you'll be able to understand it and keep up. I think sometimes people get caught, thinking that it's one way when it's totally a different way now. And I don't like. I'm talking very broad because, again, it's a case-by-case deal. I can give one example before I get off. It's like, in NIL, with collectives, I think, guys were getting, the kid from Washington signed I think he got like $2 million, right? I mean, the freshman that's going into Utah, he signed $7 million.
$7 million contract.
Yeah. So, before 20 years old, this kid is going to have $10 million in the bank, right? So it's a big time loaded deal that is just rapidly growing and growing and growing, and we got to make sure, if you want to be a true fan and really understand it, you just got to keep up with it. Just keep up with it. You'll get all the information is online, all the information is there. You just got to stay with it.
Game 12:30 on Saturday with the Pittsburgh. I think they were early in the season. Were ranked at the start of the season and a talented team. So what are they going to bring here? Final thoughts on Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Pittsburgh's a good team, very guard oriented. They're gonna really challenge us, especially off the bounce, because they got guys that can get the ball into the basket. So, and they got a couple, big guys that can step out and shoot. So, we got our hands full with a really good Pittsburgh team, and Coach Capel is a very good coach he will coach them up, and they'll be ready for us.
And is Tim O'Toole still on?
Yeah, Timmy's there.
He's still on staff there?
Yeah, Timmy's there.
I used to go to the bar when he was around here. He bartended up on Teal Ave at a place, so that's where I knew him from. He hooked me up.
Coach Toole, he's a good guy. He's a great guy.
Well, Coach Alan Griffin, thank you again for filling in for Red. Hope he's feeling better, and congrats. I mean, next time I see you, you'll have a surprise there for us.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be wearing my girl's dad hat.
See you next week, in 2 weeks here. No show next week at Carrabba's, but back in a couple of weeks with Coach Red Autry, and we'll see you then. Thanks for joining us.